Yo, what's up, everybody? Back at it with another live stream. Hope everyone's doing good. I'd love to say, that this is surprising, but it's not. And I mean that for both of these situations here. The Elon versus Trump crash out. I think we all were pretty confident that this was a matter of time. Now, whether we thought it was going to happen quite this quickly, maybe not. But you kind of had to figure that this was something that was eventually going to go down. So we have basically two of the most powerful men in the world, one being the richest man in the world, the other one being a billionaire who also happens to be the president of the United States. And they're basically arguing on Twitter. So the TLDR is Elon's taking a step back from Doge, going to be focusing on Tesla again. That kind of got the rumors swirling. That led to Trump basically saying, hey, Elon's been wearing thin. We had to get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. He's served his purpose. Where Elon has been very critical of this big, beautiful bill that Trump has been pushing, effectively saying this is going to cause massive spending and put the U.S. even further into debt and further towards bankruptcy. There's some back and forth. Elon said Trump's on the Epstein list. I don't know, pretty crazy. But we kind of knew that this was coming in one way or another. I mean, there was no way these two personalities were going to be able to coexist for this long. It was bound to go down eventually. So let me just close my blind here. I can't fucking see. So we knew this was coming eventually, but still pretty crazy to fucking see the crash out live on the timeline. So what does it mean from the markets? Well, I'm not surprised there either. If you guys remember, right, because your boy here is the farmer of clout. I planted some clout seeds back on May the 25th when we were trading back above here still, right at all-time high. And I said, we're going to come back and we're going to tag this. At some point, whether we pushed up a little higher or not first, we were going to come back and fill this fair value gap. Generally, these types of gaps get filled. Does that mean that this one down here is going to get filled as well? Maybe. It's not a guarantee. But this one, to me, seemed like an obvious spot to fill just based on how we saw the price action reacting around the all-time high level. We had the deviation above, we got back below. These lows just looked unsafe to me. And then as we had these last couple of days of just barely holding on to this uptrend here, I was pretty confident that we were finally going to get this tag of the zone. So what does this mean? Well, this is a perfect example of one of those kind of chicken and Asia, or chicken in Asia. Someone said Asia in the chat. And I just replaced the word with Asia. Very odd. But what does this mean? Well, it's one of those like news, right? Chicken or egg situations. Jesus Christ, dude. Does the egg come first or does the chicken come first? And in trading talk, what moves first? Price or the news, right? So there's two camps. People will say, well, Elon and Trump got into an argument. That's why we nuked. Those are news drives price people. Then there's price drives new people where this dump was coming whether you like it or not, and the news injected the volatility. So I'm more of the latter. I'm of the mindset that I thought that this move was going to happen, and news just injects volatility. It speeds things up. But we were coming here one way or another, in my opinion. And so we're here now. Now I think it's time to pay attention. The question you have to ask yourself is how deep of a retrace can we allow before we're no longer bullish? So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack the actual setups that were available here because there was two very clean trading setups here. I managed to miss both of them, even though I predicted both were going to play out. One, I just didn't get filled, and then the second one, I just didn't pull the trigger. But I'm going to walk you through both of those trading setups because I think it's a good learning experience so you can see the setups play out. It's the same stuff I've been talking week over week, okay? Then the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way out to the highest time frame, and I'm going to show you guys the levels that I think are important for the bulls to hang on to remain in a bullish trend. The good news is we have a long way that we can come down while still maintaining bullish market structure on the highest time frames. So if you're worried about, oh my God, the bull market's over here, way too early to tell. This correction can come a lot deeper and still go up. Okay, but we'll get into that in a second. First thing I'm going to do is everything's favorite thing, which is hindsight analysis. But it's only partly hindsight because I did talk about all of this in advance, but now we're covering it after the fact. Okay, so remember, we had two opportunities here for shorts. Monthly SFP, the weekly SFP. So if we have a weekly SFP, if I'm using the H12 and the H1 is for execution, if I'm using the weekly as my high time frame, then the actual H12 becomes my execution time frame. So if we have a weekly SFP, that means that we have an H12 breaker. And we have that H12 breaker right here. And my explanation to you guys over the last few weeks is this is support until it's not. Once it loses support, this becomes resistance. So the first setup that you can see here is once we lost this H12 breaker, any sort of move up into the breaker and rejection is an opportunity to short. We actually came just shy of that order block as well. But we had this run of the high here, and the reason I didn't take this short is it wasn't an H12 sweep. I was just being a bit too mechanical rather than using my discretion, which is, hey, this might not be a sweep on the H12, but it's a sweep on the 6 hour, like good enough. You know what I mean? Anyways, sweep on the H12 there, zoom into the daily, to the hourly now. There's your breaker. There's your breaker zone. There's your structure break right there. Stop there, entry here, and you easily had a 2-hour move down to, let me just redo this here. You easily had a 2-hour move. There's your breaker, stop, entry. Here's your MSB down to here. So that's one trade that could have been taken. I didn't take it because I was just being a little too finicky waiting for the H12 sweep, and instead it wasn't quite an H12 sweep. The other setup, which I put a limit order on, I just didn't get filled, was here. And this one was a little tricky because technically the breaker candle here, like technically this candle right here, immediately after the sweep, already broke structure right here. And because of that, this was technically the retest already happening, but I didn't notice this until we were here. So I set my limits at the breaker. I had my stop here. I posted this on Twitter, and I just never got filled. So those were the two short setups to play this move down into the weekly fair value gap. So unfortunately, I missed both of them. It sucks, but it is what it is. We had some other nice trades throughout the time period here. A ton of Monday's range trades printed this week. I think every major coin had a Monday's range short. Monday's range short. Monday's range short. Monday's range short. Even Fart Coin, Monday's range short. Random fucking coins. XRP, Monday's range short. Hype. BNB. Like, this was primo week for Monday's range. And I know some of you guys took it because I got lots of tags from some of you guys that you were pulling trigger on these. So that's awesome. So there's lots of opportunities. We made some money, but now we're coming into this key area here. We've now officially swept out all of these lows into the weekly fair value gap. So if the hourly candle here, the 12-hour candle, excuse me, closes decently, we're now probably going to be looking for reasons to long going into early next week. I don't know if this is the ultimate low or maybe we get one more stab down, but at the very least, I'm expecting some kind of a bounce to form after running all of these lows into the weekly fair value gap. At the very least, I could see us bounce to here. Now, whether or not we make another low after that, it's too early to tell. Remember, one move at a time. If price is going to do this, then this, then this, trying to guess if after this happens, this is going to happen, it's meaningless when we're here. I don't care if price is going to go all the way back down after. If I'm right here and I think it can go here, this is the only trade I'm focused on. So if I believe that price can bounce from here to here, I don't care that after here it might do this. That's a separate trade, and we'll think about that when we get there. For now, I'm looking for here to here. Just one move at a time. It's going to make your life way easier when you stop trying to impress random other dudes on Twitter with your fucking charts, and you guys go, oh my God, this guy posted a fractal. Look at this fractal. Price did this, and the fractal he posted kind of looks like that. Fucking gay. Stop doing that. All that matters is if you think price is going to do this, can you take a long? Sorry, one sec here. Who the fuck is calling me right now? Unbelievable. I answer, they fucking leave. They're scared of me. Anyways, if you believe price is going to do this with all your squigglies in your fractal, I don't give a fuck unless you manage to take some longs, maybe from here to here, from here to here, here to here. Maybe you shorted from here to here. But if you just posted a fractal that said, oh my God, this kind of looks like this, but it didn't actually make you take any trades, that's gay. You know what I mean? So stop doing that. Stop worrying about Twitter. Stop worrying about multiple moves in advance. Try and just find the most likely next single direction for price and trade it. Now you don't need to be a perma bull or a perma bear. You just need to catch one leg of price. Okay? So does that make sense to everyone? The setups here, why we expected us to go down here, Monday's range trades, not being a gay fractal guy. I did bet on the Pacers, but keep in mind, I'm horrible at betting. Okay, cool. So, what's up, Jerry Fink? What's up, Vet? Who? Okay, so let's talk about high time frame structure. So I'm going to go over to the new clean chart here on Coinbase. We're going to turn all of this shit off. We're going to delete everything. Shut the fuck up. Stop messaging me. I don't want to talk to you. Unless you're offering me $100 grand, leave me alone. Okay, so structure. I know that this sounds crazy. You're gonna hear what I'm about to say. You're gonna hear what I'm about to say, and you're gonna say, Maine, that's crazy. You're gonna say, Maine, you're insane in the membrane, Maine. That's what you're gonna say to me. Okay? But allow me to present you with some information. Why is this fucking beeping? I muted it. How come in Telegram, when I fucking mute your chat, you can still tag me and it can still give me a notification? Anyways, I'm going to present you with something that might blow your mind. Okay? It might dissolve whatever bit of sanity you had left in that fucking brain of yours, okay? Now, we're looking at the yearly chart here. Now forget about fucking time frames for a second here. If we were just looking at this chart objectively here, right? We'd argue that going all the way back here, okay, this is our market structure. I'm going to start marking it out. There's your low. There's your high. There is your order block. Okay? Now we have a new higher high, higher low, or excuse me, higher high and higher low. And then here's your order block. Okay? Notice the bear market of 2022 was just simply a retest of that order block from 3 years prior. Now, hold on. This is where a bunch of you are going to start freaking out. Just calm your fucking ass. Higher high, higher low. New order block. So, all I'm saying is based on the yearly chart, we could come all the way down here and still put in a higher low on the yearly. Now, I'm not saying we're going to do that, but what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that the entire bear market of 2022 was just a yearly retest of the 2018 order block. Notice these order blocks also occurred in the same month, 4 years apart. Right? So here's January 2018. Here's January 2022. Who's to say in January of 2026 we don't have a new order block that forms, that becomes the support for future cycles? Now, I'm not saying that we're going to come all the way back here. I'm just showing you that the yearly chart is still very much healthy and in a mega expansive uptrend. Generally, we've gotten 3 years of green, then 1 year of down. 3 years of green, 1 year of down. 1, 2, 3 years of green, right? Good chance 2026 is a down year if that 4-year cycle is going to repeat. Now, let me go down to a lower time frame here. So the yearly very clearly can still be in an uptrend so long as we maintain this price leg, which we are inevitably going to do. Even if price was topped now, pulling back 60, 70%, we're still within that area of demand. And I'm not saying we're topped. I'm just letting you know that the high time frame structure is still all good. You might say this is the yearly chart, this is retarded. And you might be right. But looking at the monthly now, this becomes more important. Because now you can see here with a little more detail, we had our low, high over here, low. There's your high. Here's your low, right? There's your high. Here's your higher low. Here's your higher high. This is the monthly higher low here. All the way up here. So even if we get some sort of insane pullback, this is all high time frame monthly demand within a bullish monthly price leg. So I don't think we're going to come below here. I don't think that that's very likely. But if we do, this still can go up. Okay? It can still go up. I'm not saying we're coming back to 60K. I'm just showing you that the structure on the monthly, the highest time frames, which are the most important ones, are still definitively bullish. Now, the weekly chart is the only chart that potentially, I think, could get bearish while still maintaining the monthly uptrend. Okay, because we do have this weekly swing low here that in theory could get taken out while still maintaining monthly structure. Do I think that this is going to happen? I don't think it's that high odds. But if there's some sort of Armageddon scenario, like Trump tries to deport Elon back to South Africa and Elon fucking nukes one of his SpaceX rockets into the Trump Tower, like just some fucking crazy black swan bullshit, there's still a lot of room. We still have very constructive high time frame price action. So while the low time frame is showing some signs of potential reversal, right? We have the weekly SFP. We have this daily kind of little mini distribution here. Like, hey, maybe we're going to pull back to here or something, right? The highest time frames are still definitively and objectively very bullish. So there's two key levels that I think you need to pay attention to in terms of where we are. I lied. I think there's three levels in terms of where we are right now and where I would potentially start to worry about a larger correction. The first level is this weekly fair value gap that we had marked out here. If we're really bullish, I don't think we should spend much time at all below here. Okay? That's level number one. Level number two is the yearly open. That's the next level that I, again, think if we're really bullish, we probably shouldn't go below here. Now, if we lose the weekly fair value gap, I think there's high odds that we go here. I would rather not. Look at how bad some altcoins nuked today, outside of Fartcoin, of course. And Bitcoin is still less than 10% off the high. But there's some beefy demand here with this weekly breaker, this weekly fair value gap, and the yearly open. To me, this is where the higher low should form. But per my high time frame analysis that I just broke down from the yearly down to the monthly down to the weekly, in theory, anywhere within this price leg can still give us a higher low. Anywhere within here. We could come down to 88,000. We could come all the way down to 80,000 and still put in a higher low relative to the weekly structure, and the monthly structure still very much being intact. I much prefer us finding a bottom somewhere in here than obviously down here, or God forbid, down here at that monthly demand. But I just want to be very, very clear. We want to remain with a bull bias on the highest time frames. So if we do get a very substantial pullback, because this is not substantial, this is not even 10% yet. But if we do get a 20% pullback on Bitcoin, fucking hell, a 30% pullback on Bitcoin, that's not the point in time to start getting bearish, right? Unless you shorted up at the top here, I'm looking for areas of support below price for a higher low to form, to take us higher. It's no different than what I did here. And if you remember all the videos we did here, well, everyone was pooping in their little fucking diapers. I said, whatever this pullback is, we're within this weekly bullish range. So whether the high or low is here, or down here, I'm still looking for it to eventually trade up. How did we eventually know it was going to go up? Well, we got a pullback and then we put a setup in. We got a sweep at demand. Same shit will happen here. When the higher low forms, ideally here or here, maybe lower, the setup will form. We'll get some sort of sweep, some sort of structure shift like we did here, and that will be our clue to get back in. Okay, so hopefully this calms some of you, because I know some people are freaking out. Oh my God, the coins are going down. What are we doing? But I hope some of you were prepared. At 108 or 9,000, I told you I'm de-risking some. I said we have the risk of a weekly and a monthly SFP. I gave you guys the weekly fair value gap as a pullback target. I told you guys seasonally, May and summer in general are not super bullish for crypto, for the markets as a whole, right? We had the Bitcoin conference, generally sell the news event. So hopefully some of you at least de-risked, took some profit. And while that might mean, yes, I'm right, and we might pull back further, hopefully some of you are now prepared and you still have the confidence of knowing that the pullback doesn't mean it's the end. The pullback means this is opportunity to potentially buy lower. Okay, so I just talked for a bunch there. Is everyone kind of on the same page? Okay, so here's a good question. Someone says, how is this weekly sweep different than this one? I think there's a couple main differences. Now, there's an argument to be made, and I've pointed this out already, right? That like, how do we know that these aren't just, we're not just cooked again here? This is just this 2.0. It's possible. It's possible. The reasons I don't think that they're quite the same is because I think where we are in the market cycle here is different. To me, this was the actual top for Bitcoin, and this was a bear market rally that, due to FTX and some other things, pumped higher than it probably should have. I think this move here, in reality, was one of these. It was this, but it just ended up making a higher high, when in reality this was just the bear market rally. It was like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Seasonality wise, the 4-year cycle being a reason, where we are with regard to crypto regulation, money flowing into the space, I just don't think that this is the exact same. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. There's 100% a world where this is this 2.0. And I think a big barometer for whether or not this is what's happening right now is watching equities and saying, hey, is this a lower high? Is all of the stuff Trump talking about not going to work? Does he not get any tariff deals? Does the war in Ukraine continue? Does he pass this bill that's just going to increase spending? Like, there's a world where the U.S. tries to spend its way out of debt, right? Like, they try and spend their way to growth, and that scenario leads to Bitcoin trading way higher, but that probably means the rest of the world's on fire. So is it possible? Yeah. But I don't think that that's probable. I'm of the belief for now, until proven otherwise, that some sort of correction here is a higher low towards another leg higher, and we're going to get one more leg higher. Could be wrong, of course, right? Anything can happen. Maybe stocks just gig a nuke from here and we're cooked. Anyways, What is my degree? Accounting and finance, and a big waste of time. Yeah, listen, if we go into a recession, like, and stuff, like, this could be very bad. But I'm just of the belief that, and I'm going to operate on the belief that we have one more leg still, and we top in Q3, Q4 of this year. And some sort of pullback here, again, leads us to that one last leg up. But is there a world where this is literally the same playbook here and we fell for it again? Yeah. But I've made money this bull run, and I've taken some of it off the table for good. I'm not fully out. I'm not sitting 100% in cash, but I bought spot down here, here, and here. We're over 100K Bitcoin. Like, I took some profit because I want to be like the maximum upside on Bitcoin is what? Let's say 150 is where it goes. Another 50%. When I have spot bags that are up 300%, and some stuff more, like, of course I'm taking profit already on stuff, and I'm prepared to buy back if I have to. I'm prepared to change my plan if I have to, but I'm in the business of making money. I have Bitcoin I'm always going to hold because what's going on in the world right now with how tumultuous things are, of course, I want to have Bitcoin. But in terms of my trading stack, like, I'm in and out, and I've de-risked some because I was early. Like, we're definitely closer to the end than we are the beginning, at least of this cycle. Where that what happens after that, who fucking knows? Used to think Maine was a wigger on Twitter, a la Gucci Mane. Pleasantly surprised to find out I was wrong watching his first stream and listening to pronounce the word down. I am a Canuck, fortunately or unfortunately. I'm from Canada. Yeah. I know people in, like, Michigan and North Dakota and, like, anywhere who plays hockey, there's a lot of similarities in terms of the accent. So let's go through some other assets now. How does Dip Wheeler know exactly what I'm doing? Yes, I'm playing with poker chips. This man knows everything. Dip fucking Wheeler. Okay. All right, so let's go over some other coins now. We'll look at ETH, and then we'll look at Sol. We'll do the S&P 500, and then if there's still time, I'll take some requests from the chat, okay? I'm reading all the chats. I'm reading Twitter. I'm reading Twitch. I'm reading YouTube. I'm trying to be everywhere. I'm old. I'm 47 years old. You know how hard it is for me to keep up with this amount of technology? No, I didn't call for 30K BTC, you fucking retard. First time chatter on the channel, your first question ever, and it's retarded as fuck. Jesus Christ. I said we could go to 30 and still be bullish. That doesn't mean I think we're going to 30. Okay, so looking at ETH, we had talked about this weekly demand, or weekly supply, being a resistance level here. And then we got the sweep up here as well, right? So picture perfect short setup as well. We had sweeps on both sides. We swept the high, break in structure, retested the breaker, put another sweep inside, and then nuked. So this was a really, really good short opportunity on ETH. We had an inter-week long opportunity off of this low, back up to the high. But I still think that ETH looks better than Bitcoin. So you can look here. We've got demand right here that we're just starting to tag into here. So even if Bitcoin has another, couple points of downside, ETH could still very comfortably be in here, or at worst, down here. and be the best long. So depending on where Bitcoin shakes out to, I think ETH is either in the process of putting a higher low in someone here. Okay, so if Bitcoin bottoms kind of somewhere between 99 and 101 where we are right now, I think ETH probably bottoms here, and I think it's the faster horse out of the bottom. If Bitcoin does a deeper pullback towards the yearly open, I think ETH trades towards 2,000, and again, I think this will be the faster horse on the way out. So either way, similar to Bitcoin, I'm looking for higher lows, long setups to form on this pullback. Maybe we get another leg down. I don't know yet. It's too early to tell. But either here or here, I'm looking for ETH to put in a higher low. And I'm expecting ETH BTC to remain bullish. It's still holding above this area here. Yeah, it's got some, upside wicks here. But to me, right, monthly closed back with above. This is the first time we've had that in forever, right? Monthly closed below. Like, we have not had the monthly candle close back above a prior low in forever. So I still think that this looks okay. And if and when this finds a bottom, oh no, did I lose all my lines? Oh, you fucking skank. Give them back. Give them back. Give them back. Give them back. Come on. There they are. Okay. So, yeah, whether or not Bitcoin bottoms around here or down towards the yearly open, I still think ETH and ETH BTC look decent. ETH is done, CRS says. He says, you're usually so sensible. Crazy on ETH. Interesting. Bro, Maine, please help me. I'm literally long everything right now. I mean, what are your entries? Are you in like are your entries good or are they dog shit? Is there a chance that ETH is totally toast and it fully retraces the entire move? Sure, anything's fucking possible. But I think this chart is still due for some mean reversion. I don't think this chart is quite done. So if we do bounce, I still believe ETH is going to be the faster horse. I'm not saying ETH is going to fucking 10K, but I do think that if the market bounces, ETH can bounce harder. Chat GBC, Maine currently says I'm 35 years old. Back in January 23 of 2022, he tweeted, I'm 31-year-old crypto trader. Yeah, but you don't think I've been running the long con for the longest time, trying to trick all you motherfuckers? Look at this mustache. You see this? Does this look like the face of someone who is 34, 35 years old? No, this is the face of a 42-and-a-half-year-old man. You see the wrinkles? Look, when I go like this, see that? 42 and a half years old. And I've traded crypto for a long period of time. So I look even older than I am. I do have blue eyes. Mr. DFT NDRKT says gay face. Okay, that's hurtful. That's not very nice, actually. It's kind of mean to say. Unless you're saying that in a positive way because it's June, which is Gay Pride Month, and you say gay face as in happy, then it's okay. Did perp trading ruin my hairline? Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely it did. I love you too, man. In a non-platonic way. You know what I'm saying? Non-platonic love. Okay, let's go over Solana. Dutch von der Linde. Says, yo, do you think Elon Trump beef is 4K or 4D chess psyop or even real? I definitely think that it's real. I don't view either of them as the type of people who would fabricate some sort of fake bullshit narrative and then publicly go at it like that. It doesn't really make sense to me. I think what's much more likely is that these are two people with very big egos. I think there's a reality where Trump knew that Elon could help him win the election, and he doesn't believe that he needs him anymore, and that Elon thought that maybe Trump thought more of him or thought he was more important, or actually was going to let him stick around and listen to him, when in reality Trump just wants to do what Trump wants to do without input from Elon, and Elon got wise to that. I don't really know, though. I don't think it's 4D chess, though. I think it's legit crash out. Mean, what makes you keep trading after you made it? It's hard to ever stop doing something you enjoy. Like, I genuinely enjoy trading, but I don't trade like I used to. Like, I used to trade nonstop, crazy size all the time, not sleeping, unhealthy. Now I take way less trades. I'm focused on swing trades that don't require a lot of time commitment. I'm not trading with my full portfolio like I used to, so I'm not nearly as stressed all the time about trading. I have other stuff that I'm doing. I work with the Haven teaching people. I have Breakout, which is a prop firm. I'm doing YouTube videos, doing streams with you guys, but this will likely be my last cycle where I'm posting and doing trading content, realistically. But like, you'll always like, why does Jeff Bezos still work? Why does Elon still work? Like, I'm not old enough that I just don't want to work anymore ever and not ever make any more money. Am I interested in other things? Sure, but like, I still like making money, and if I'm good at trading and I can make money trading, why would I stop? Okay, so Solana, same thing. We had resistance here. I actually like this level a lot, right? This is your weekly breaker that formed that monthly SFP. And then we got a weekly sweep in there. And then within there, you got your breakdown, sell off, boom, boom, boom. Sol, I think I still prefer ETH to Sol, I think. That being said, this is coming towards range lows now. Like, this has been ETH season, Sol season, ETH season, Sol season, right? Maybe it's Sol season again here versus ETH, and Sol's going to start outperforming again. That's a possibility. Probably be good for the trenches if that happens. But I don't have as clean of a read on Sol. What I would say is you have this weekly demand that we're sitting on right now. And if that fails, then we're looking down at this level. Right? So if we don't bounce and form a higher low, basically where we are right now, maybe a little lower, I think there could be another decent drop. We could even conceivably sweep this low out before going up, but again, I still think that this trade's higher. It's just a matter of, is it from here or is it from here? And that's going to depend on Bitcoin, in my opinion. Other than you, who is the best to listen to? I don't know, bro. I do have course stuff on my YouTube. There's an education playlist that's got a few videos that you can watch where I go over my strategy, or you can find it in the Haven as well. And I also do it in all of these streams. So if you watch enough of these streams, you'll get it. We lost Dawn, and now we're losing Maine. This cycle's full of shit. All the legends about to retire. Only grifters and round trippers can be left. But GG, man, you deserve it. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I mean, listen, dude. If you see the comments under my post, Donald's post, Credible Crypto's post, like any of us who crypto chase, who like post analysis, trade ideas, the charts I post are to share the levels that I watch with you guys. Because if you're in my Telegram, you watch the streams and you pay attention, generally, like I posted the Bitcoin chart back when we were at 109,000. And I said, I think we come here. And then I update it as I go. And then I talk about it on stream. And there's a percentage of you that use that information and try and trade with it. And then there's other people who just come in and just say stupid shit all the time. And eventually, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't need to do it. So I won't do it forever. So enjoy it while you can. What's up, DJ Slumbo? Appreciate you, OT Finessed. I've been doing, dude, I got 900 goddamn YouTube videos. How many more am I supposed to do? Jay says Trump's the same dude to fake getting shot at. I don't think the assassination attempt was fake. My tinfoil hat doesn't go down, isn't that big. Okay, so let's look at the stock market. So this is effectively like where we need to reject from. Otherwise, we're going to all-time high. So we're struggling a little bit at this level. Like we closed below it again today. I don't know. Like it's trying to get up there. It's trying to push higher. Maybe it's losing a bit of momentum. It got a daily sweep there. I just don't know. This has been unexpected to say the least. Like I got some longs exposure from like here to here, but I definitely did not expect this to fully V reverse. And I just do not know what happens next. Like gun to my head, it looks like it goes to a new all-time high, but until it clears, like longing here made sense. Right? But longing here, it doesn't make any sense. I would much rather just say, okay, if it's the same trade as this one. Okay, it's the exact opposite of this. You don't know if this is going to break, but once it does, it was pretty clear it was going way higher. Same as the COVID trade, right? So if you go back to COVID, where it just V-bottomed, you know, buying at a discount here made sense. But when we got up here, you can see we chopped around at that all-time high level. But once we confirmed above it, it went way higher. And so I think you can trade this relatively the same. Like, be cautious here. But if we get above all-time high, just long. Simple. NASDAQ's the same thing, right? Like, it's at the last point of possible resistance. You can see here, once it got above all-time high, easy long. Back at the COVID dump, once it got above that all-time high level, just easy long. So that's kind of like what I'm going to go with here, because if they're going to get back above all-time high and it holds above here, I think money has to come back into this. Maybe people who were waiting to see if this was going to be a longer, drawn-out recession, and you just ape it. Maine, do you think James would have won if he longed the weekly fair value gap? Even if James Wynn was shorting the entire time, he still would have lost his money. This guy was on tilt. It's not about... Look at what he's tweeting. The market makers are out to get me. I went up against them, and they were hunting my positions. I told you guys 12 days ago that we were going to come down here. The market has nothing to do with the market makers. That's just what was happening. That was what Price was telling me. Him acting like they're purposely hunting his positions. There is some of that, but he was on tilt and he was gambling, and he very clearly had no clue what he was doing. He got very lucky to long during this giga uptrend here, and then he gave it all back in this. So to me, that is not a person with skill. That's a retard. A bull in a bull market. And I don't think it would have mattered if he would have waited to down here. I think he would have lost his money regardless, because he was fully on tilt. He was just gambling and churning himself to bits. We need a GoFundMe for Win. No, we don't. Not only that is he also got the money from scamming, did he not? He was rugging meme coins. Thanks, Adam. Peter P. Damn, so you long 2008, huh? No, unfortunately, in 2008, I was playing fucking Halo in my best friend's fucking basement instead of longing the bottom of the recession. I was too young to have paid attention. I was too busy playing video games. How to not lose profit during chop? Great question. Don't trade. Simple. Another thing that you can do, not to fucking shill my own fucking business here, but I will. If you're unsure about what's going on with price and you want to protect yourself from some sort of big correction, if you're trading with a prop firm, it doesn't have to be breakout, but it should be breakout if you're doing crypto. That's a way where you can still trade, still make money without risking blowing up your account, giving back all of your profit. Remember, the only money you can lose at breakout is whatever you paid for the evaluation. So if you buy a 100K account, you pass it, and then you're trading that, and then the market nukes and you blow up, you only lost whatever you paid for the evaluation. You don't lose all of your hard work, right? Because what you don't want to do is be trading good and then you overtrade and you give back all the money that you had made in a short period of time. Or you're trading good and then you go really big on a trade and you lose that trade, you give back all your profit. Or some news comes out and you're trading well, you have a bunch of positions open, news comes out, you get wiped. So using a prop firm can help pass the time while you're in chop. Maybe you don't want to have as much money at risk. You're unsure about price. Maybe you just want to practice, but worth checking out. But the best answer, of course, is just don't trade. If you're unsure of the direction and it's not high odds, don't trade. Love you too, Peter. Man, how can I break out of my abusive relationship with my girlfriend? Won't let me have sex. She's not letting you have sex with her? Like she's withholding sex from you? Is that what's going on? If that's the case, I think you should Uno reverse her and just start telling her that you don't want to have sex with her. Be like, I'm sorry, but you cannot have sex with me. Uno reverse her ass. Okay? Reverse psychology. You can't have sex with me. She'll be like, I don't want to. Be like, good, you're not allowed because I don't want to. See how long that lasts. It'll drive her nuts. What prop firm do you suggest? Mine. This one, Breakout Prop. Link in the description. But it's only crypto. If you want to trade other stuff, we only have crypto. Oh, she won't let you have sex with other men? Well, tell her that it's Gay Pride Month and that if she doesn't let you have sex with other men, she's homophobic. And that's not cool. Not in 2025, man. That's not cool. How do you determine higher odds apart from high time frame order blocks, breakers, and SFPs? Having a bias, right? If you have a good bias, directional bias, you have your order blocks, your SFPs, your directional bias, your low time frame trigger. That's about all the things that you can line up for a high probability trade. If you're taking a trade on the hourly and it's a long, okay, but if the H4 is bull, the daily's bull, that's going to be higher probability than if this is bearish. Doesn't mean you can't take a long on the H1. But if these two higher time frames are bearish, lower odds, right? So stacking more time frames on top of each other, PA on top of each other, that's about all you can do. Maybe when I retire from trading, I can be a relationship coach. You know, I do see a lot of these young kids on YouTube, these young money kids. They're in e-commerce, they're trading, they're in fucking copywriting. And they're all like 22 and they live in Miami. And maybe they need a creepy older uncle to give them life advice. Someone who's been through the ringer, you know? Someone who's already lost all his hair from making many mistakes, and I can help them avoid some of their mistakes and keep their luscious locks. Fartcoin, I mean, I think I nailed this one. I smelt it and I dealt it. You get it? Fartcoin. He who smelt it, dealt it. I dealt it and smelt it. I posted, again, back when we were trading up here, I said, I think I want a long under $1. Mark this low. And we came right below it, and now we're getting a really nice bounce, right? So I think the Coinbase listing, coupled with the fact that we have this probably a bullish divergence here, if I had to guess. So we have a daily sweep, probably a bull div, Coinbase listing, and it's down 40 some odd % from the high. I think it probably looks pretty good for some sort of mean reversion bounce at the very least. Whether or not it goes to all-time high or not, I don't know. But I got some fills below $1. Now we wait and see. But I think Fartcoin looks good here, assuming the rest of the market doesn't completely implode. So Breakout is like leverage trading with funded accounts only for crypto. It is a crypto-only prop firm. So if you know what Top Step is or FTMO or whatever, we'll do the same thing, but it's only crypto. But our rules are a lot more fair. We have a ton of coins, and we do daily payouts. And we've never denied a payout or banned anyone for the way that they trade. Thanks, Creepy. Jerry, what do you post in my chat? What do you think about Gala? Can it skyrocket, he says, after 3 years of consolidation? Let's just first check if this is indeed a bullish divergence. Let's see. Am I the GOAT or am I the GOAT? No bull div. Right? No bull div. I lied. No bull div yet. Maybe we get one more leg down and then we get the bull div. But no bull div yet. I'm sorry. Let's pretend I never showed you that. Gala. Do I think that this can skyrocket after 3 years of consolidation? Jesus Christ, what are all these lines? I'm going to go ahead and say that this coin, no clue what it does. I would say there's probably some better coins out there, my guy. So look at, like, it went up 80, what is this? More than that. Come on, you stupid piece of shit. Okay, click there. Okay. So it went up 105% in April. And now it's down 40%. Like, it underperformed Solana and some of the other big coins. And it's pulled back even harder. And I mean, just like, this is the bull market for Bitcoin that we've been in. And this thing's just on the roller coaster of doom, right? I don't know. Can this go up? Yeah, it could definitely go up. This thing could pull a 5x. Will it? I have no idea. I don't know what the coin does. I don't know who's buying it. I don't know what the market cap is. But it looks pretty grim, and I think there's probably better opportunities. Yeah, the BTC pair does look horrendous here. I mean, it looks just as bad as the USD pair. Like, why would you ever hold a coin that is underperforming just Bitcoin for over 3 years? It makes zero sense. JD Vance and Theo Von go live soon. Oh, he's back? I fucking love Theo Von, bro. Your boy's been intermittent fasting. Did I tell you guys this? Have you heard about this? People talking about this? The boy's intermittent fasting. Trying to get down to 190. Looking to crack 200 this month. I talk about it every video. Damn. Am I that fucking boring and predictable? My eating window is 12 to 8. We already covered ETH, my man. We don't have APIs currently for Breakout. It's something we're in the works on, but not yet. So if that's part of your system, I wouldn't buy it yet because we don't have that. I know the neck is suffering a little bit. What are my thoughts about the total 2? What about total 3? What's wrong with total 3? You want total 2? Bro's like, I want total 2. Total 2. What are my thoughts about it? I mean, this chart looks like kind of like ETH. You know? Like a little bit like ETH. Slightly better, but not that different than ETH. Ideally, this has another leg up still. But I don't, to be honest with you, I don't look at these charts very much. Like, I don't think I've ever made any sort of trading analysis or decision making on the total charts at all. I just trade the actual asset. Turtle 2. Intermittent fasting is just a way to help restrict calories. You are dumb. Married Maine, New Arc. Well, yeah, there's two schools of thought for intermittent fasting. School number 1 is if you have a smaller eating window, you'll just eat less. Because losing weight is 100% just caloric intake. It's thermodynamics. There's nothing else to it. People who are like, I exercise and do all this stuff, I can't lose weight, you're eating too much. Oh, I do all this shit and I can't gain weight, you're not eating enough. That's all it is. You could eat 1,000 fucking calories of McDonald's or 1,000 calories of healthy food. Now, they're going to have different effects on your body, how they satiate you, the macronutrients and all that stuff, but calories are calories. The other part of fasting is there's perceivably benefits of fasting for long periods of time, including intermittent fasting, in that your body is not constantly working to digest food. So that's why sometimes it's good to do a 24, 48, 72-hour fast. It lets your body reset. It goes into autophagy. Some people say intermittent fasting is good because it allows your body to only digest food for part of the day, blah, blah, blah. There's definitely different schools of thoughts. Yeah. Longest I've done is 3 days. Crypto Main. This guy's an OG follower. An OG. You want this chart? Is this chart not just ETH BTC, kinda? Total market cap, excluding top 10 to BTC. Is this the chart you wanted? I like you too, Desty. Thank you, bro. What do I think about this chart? I think this is a pretty good representation of altcoins versus Bitcoins on the whole. Like, my favorite chart of all these charts is this one. You go total 3, okay, minus USDT divided by BTC. To me, this is like alts versus Bitcoin. This is like the ultimate alts versus BTC chart. So if you want an alt season, these are your alt seasons here. So eventually, this thing's going to do this, and that's alt season. So this is the main chart that I use out of all those charts, but I don't use them that much, to be honest with you. I'm just like, I'm trading the chart, I'm trading. There's a generational entry brewing on Lulu. I wish I could buy call options, but it is not accessible to retail in Europe. So you think Lululemon goes up? You know that the guy who founded Lululemon, his name was I want to say Chip Wilson. And he named it Lululemon because he thought it would be funny to watch Asian people try and pronounce it. Like, that's a true thing. He's from Vancouver, so there you go. So you think that this goes up? Out here in Byron. Bro wants to go? I was in Byron last year. What do I think about this chart? I actually kind of don't hate it. Like, I kind of don't hate it. Clearly, this is a very key level. I don't know. I don't know if it comes back down here. But if it does come back down here, I think I would buy Lululemon. Lululemon is a big time buy if it comes back down here, but I don't know if it does. Main, I'm trying to trade with a full-time job. I want to focus on the H12, H1 swing trading, but because of time requirements on scalps, H12 close X1 as 1 a.m. my time. Okay, I read that horribly. What the fuck? Main, I'm trying to trade with a full-time job. I want to focus on the H12, H1 swing trading because time required on scalps. H12 closes times 1 is 1 a.m. my time. Any advice? The easiest thing would be to quit your job, uproot your life and family, and move somewhere that's got a more favorable time zone. The other option is, instead of using the H12, maybe use the daily. Still going to have basically the same effect. It's just a little bit less data. Or the 3-day, or the 6-hour. You can just fiddle with that high time frame, and you could still use somewhere between the 30-minute. So if you're using the 3-day, I would use like the 4-hour as your low time frame. If you're using the daily, I think you can use the H1. If you're using the 6-hour, I think you maybe use the 30-minute chart. So just fiddle with those time frames till you find one where you can check the chart enough or not so much that it's affecting your life. F to 20K this year. I don't think so. Main, I'm about to become a dad. Congratulations. And I want to trade. Feeling like I'll struggle with it. Any tips? Hang out with your kid. Get away from this. Don't do this. If any advice, I would say swing trade. Focus on the high time frame only. Don't be glued to your computer and miss your child growing up. Is the TradingView subscription worth it? What I do know is you can sign up and then you can quit, and then they'll usually give you a deal. What's up with your boy Tyler Durden calling for Hades? I mean, he's been right so far. I think he told everyone to short it 106 up here. So I'm kind of calling for potentially lower as well. Like, we can trade deeper into here, or we could trade potentially like 93. I don't know what he's calling. I think I saw him say 88 at one point, 88,000. But again, that still is within this price leg, which is still well within a reasonable pullback, right? The shallow pullback is where we are right now. This is shallow. The mid-range pullback, this is the yearly open, basically bang on. If I put the yearly open on there, it's almost exactly that level. See? The deep pullback is the 6.2 down to 7.9. I think he's calling for that, and that's still possible. I don't know if that's how deep it comes, but it's completely possible. It's feasible. Main, give me 10 mil. I'll give you back 20 mil. How about this? I'm going to give you $1, and if you can double that, then I believe you, and then I'll send the 10 mil. Deal? Please tell me how I can sell my ETH right now and buy from a lower area. Oh, you're asking if you can sell your ETH and buy at a lower area. I mean, you can. Gal is pumping. Oh, God. You could sell it and potentially get in lower. I don't know. No promises, though. Like, you got to have a plan. My opinion on ETH is either the bottom is forming somewhere around here or it's forming down here. So that's a gamble you have to make. I think hedging up here was way better. Hedging here is a little bit meh. Wait, are we calling for 70K? Clearly you're not paying attention. Nobody's calling for anything. We're just laying out possible scenarios. I'm looking for reasons to long. Yes, I'm still in ENA. I rejigged my position. So I bought here. I had more at. I'll show you the actual trade here. Let me just pull it up. Okay. So I'm now filled 50% of the trade. So this is the actual trade I took here. So I took 25% here. I had another 50% fill at 30 cents. So now my average is going to be around 32. And then I have another 25%. Sorry, 50% at market, excuse me. 25% at 30. And then another 25 if we run these lows. So all in all, my average price will be somewhere around 30 cents if I get fully filled. But for now, I'm only in 75% of the trade, and I'd have to log into Bybit to give you my exact entry currently. My ENA trade is purely based on the fact that if ETH pumps, I think ENA will pump it. That's all. I don't look at fundamentals. I just trade the chart. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Is the NQ looking toppy to me? It's definitely looking at an area of resistance, right? Like, this is definitely resistance here. But if the bears can't smack it down here, then I assume it just makes a significantly new higher high. What would invalidate my idea for a lower sweep on Bitcoin? If we reclaim the point of breakdown, like around here, if we get back above there, then I think the blow is probably in. I think Pepe makes a decent ETH beta as well. We are literally going to 900,000, or is that 9 million? That's a lot. It's a big number per BTC. I think that, yeah, maybe. Listen, there's a world where Bitcoin trades at like 300K, but that's because the US dollar is completely worthless and the world's on fire. But hey, you know, as long as our coins go up. You know, as long as our coins go up. Sorry. How much leverage do you most commonly use? Leverage is irrelevant. Leverage is purely based on how much margin you have to put up to open the position. It has nothing to do with anything. Just position size is all that matters. There's too many of you in crypto. Once the market makers shake you out there, then we go up. Brother, I've been in crypto longer than you've been alive. I'm not going anywhere. When I leave, you're going to miss me. You can't shake me out, buddy. My fucking entry is basically $0. I'm using 150x leverage with $30. Nice. How would you enter if price hits your high time point of interest? Bid on it or enter on low time frame? That's up to you. Like, you could have bid this fair value gap just as is and put your stop like down here or like right below the fair value gap. That's totally valid. I generally enter on the low time frame and I look for a setup. But you could have absolutely bid. We have the sweep here. Could have totally just bid this on its own. What's up, Matt? All right, guys. I'm getting a little tired, and I'm probably... I got to go to the gym. No, I already went to the gym. That's a lie. But I am going out for dinner tonight, so I want to get ready for that. Have a shower, hang with the wife a little bit. Anyways. Oh my God. Some of these are so funny. But yeah, I will be back with another stream probably on Saturday. I know I'm a little bit off kilter this week. Where are you leaving? I'm leaving after this bull run, bro. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I've had enough of you guys. I'm sick of it. Not even 100K subs on Twitter. What's the point? Or on YouTube, what's the point? Anyways, I'm going to go for dinner. I'll be back. I'll either stream on Saturday or Sunday. And then next week, we'll be back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to go watch the game, chill out. Then I got dinner plans. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed, as always. If you got any questions, feel free to tag me on Twitter. The free Discord, free Telegram, it's in the description of the video. Just click there if you got questions, you want to see more of me. Info on the Haven, Breakout, all that shit there as well. As always, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Foot Finder, OnlyFans, Grinder, all of the links in the description. Follow me on all platforms. If you want to see pictures of my neck, my feet, my ass, everything, it's all there for you online all the time. All right, guys, love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.